Okay, awesome. So good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Chudley Wirch, and I'm the president and founder of Prevention Plus Wellness LLC, located in what I always say is beautiful Jacksonville, Florida. It's a very nice place to live. We're very fortunate. Thank you for joining us for this webinar, which will last about 30 minutes, but I think it may even extend into an hour, depending on how much you want to stay and ask questions and have a discussion about the topic today, which is providing prevention plus wellness programs or any prevention programs and activities during an epidemic such as we're experiencing today in our lives. Very, very unique pandemic across the world, the novel coronavirus or COVID-19. So I pray and hope you're all safe where you're at. This is really, as they say in the news, unprecedented because pandemics that don't happen that often. Actually, there's typically centuries in between pandemics. So this is the first in many generations. And so here we are experiencing it. We're all together. So let's help each other out the best we can. I thank you for all you do. You're awesome. For the differences that you make in the communities, promoting and protecting the health and well-being of youth and young adults and their families. So it's an honor and blessing for me to be with you and help any way I can. That's why this topic came up, because our evidence-based and evidence-informed prevention plus wellness programs are originally designed to be implemented face-to-face, whether that be with individual youth or with groups of youth or young adults. And so now we're making some very quick modifications to offer these programs by recorded video, by correspondence booklet, to do some training with you today and beyond today so that you can provide your Prevention Plus Wellness program by telephone or live online to individual youth. And I just had a communication just a couple minutes ago with someone that was interested in us streaming a live program implementation to youth, a group of youth, all high school students, in fact, in a certain school live. So we can do all of that, and we'll do anything we can and have to make sure that these critical prevention messages are getting out there, and I'm sure you're doing the same. So anyway, today's topic, as I said, providing prevention plus wellness and other prevention programs during an epidemic, but these distance learning strategies, if I can get the slides to move forward. Here we go, let's just do this. There we go. These distance learning strategies are not just for an epidemic. They may be for a lot of different situations where you have remote participants, where the weather's bad and you can't travel. So there's lots of reasons for using distance learning, which includes online and other strategies. So this is what we'll be talking about today. The first of 4 session objectives will be for you to, for us as a group, to explore the protocol and options let me just move my picture out of the way. I think that's provide single session prevention plus wellness programs live online as well as by recorded video. Another objective for today is to review the protocol and options for providing prevention plus wellness programs by telephone, to examine the protocol and options to provide prevention plus wellness programs by take-home assignment or correspondence or booklet, and then discuss the advantages of evidence-based and evidence-informed prevention plus wellness programs for provision during just this kind of a situation where we have a coronavirus outbreak. So the focus is on prevention plus wellness, but it's more generally relevant to prevention just in general, prevention activities, prevention programs, prevention activities, program strategies, whatever you're providing. So before we go on with the slides and then open it up to discussion, what we've done last couple of webinars on Wednesday and Thursday, I just asked everybody to please just find the live chat option on your screen and then send us your name and where you're calling in from. So we could just say hi to everybody, see where everybody's calling in. We have quite a few people with an interest in this topic. I will be recording this. Actually, it is recording right now. At the end of today, everybody who's registered will be sent a link and you'll be sent the PowerPoint slides and a PDF version. So you're welcome to review them, and please do share them widely in your community and region and state. And then I will also include a certificate for whatever time we spend today together, whether it's a half hour, 45 minutes, an hour, whatever you want, for however long you want to discuss this topic. You're sharing with me, but you're also sharing with each other, and we're here to help and support each other during this very challenging time in our lives and our professional lives as well. So let me go to the top of the chat list, and a number of people said they could hear, they could see. So we have Marie coming in from New Jersey. Good morning, Marie. Robin from New York Department of Education. We've got Elena. We have Kevin from Pine, Colorado. It sounds beautiful. Julia from New York. Hi all. Hi to you, Julia. It's Long Island, New York. Pauline from Brooklyn, New York. Quite a few New York people. Elena from New York, Brooklyn, New York. Pam from Long Island, New York. She's with the Community Consulting Center there. I see Sherry is with Fort Knox, Kentucky. That's where all the money is, right, Sherry? Hi, we've got Jackie from Queens, New York. A lot of New York people today. But we also have Wanda all the way from, looks like Polson, Montana. And that's beautiful sky country there. Sarah from Howell, Michigan. That's up where I originate from. I'm originally from Wisconsin, the great Midwest. And we have Vanessa from New York. Sam from Johnson, Colorado. Dara, looks like, from Brooklyn, New York. I may misread these because I'm trying to see them from a distance with my glasses. So Allison from Long Island, New York. Aline from Kent, Ohio. Awesome. Johnny from Hayes, Kansas. Juan from Jonesboro, Arkansas. Used to live there in Fayetteville for 6 years. Beautiful state. It's the natural state, gorgeous. Reggie from Brooklyn. Lauren from New York, Brooklyn, New York as well. Kristen from Brooklyn, a lot of Brooklyn. Diocese of Brooklyn, very good. Samantha from Kansas City, Nevada. So we got people from all over the country, all the way east and west. And so thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. Again, I hope you're safe and you're well. And everybody take a deep breath. We'll get through this together. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Eat well, get plenty of sleep, get some exercise, practice your daily relaxation, prayer, meditation, getting outside a little bit, whatever you do, just try to stay away from other people as much as you can for the time being. Let me pull those slides back up and we'll go ahead and continue with the presentation portion of today's webinar. Again, today's topic, providing prevention plus wellness or any prevention programs during an epidemic. These are our objectives. I'm going to expand the slides so they're a little bit easier for everybody to see. So there are a number of key advantages of prevention plus wellness programs over other evidence-based, evidence-informed, and non-evidence based prevention programs and strategies. Prevention plus wellness or PPW programs are a single session. They are scripted, so they're easy to provide by you or I or anyone who might be trained as a program implementer or as a trainer to train others. That's all an option. Individual and one-on-one and group protocol options are provided in your manual. So when you order a Prevention Plus Wellness program, for those of you that are unfamiliar with it, you get a program manual. You have scripts in it for implementing it one-on-one or in a group. That was originally designed face-to-face, but as I said earlier today, we have adaptations for video, for live video streaming, for booklets, for you to provide it by phone or live individually online. So there's a lot of options, and we'll be talking about those and continue to have videos and webinars about that every week. So if you haven't done it already, go to preventionpluswellness.com and add your email address so you're notified of these upcoming webinars, free webinars, and resources that we provide. So you get this manual. You get a digital download of the PowerPoint slides that you provide during your program, all the reproducible materials. That's all you need. So it's a one-time purchase, unlike other programs where you have to keep buying materials for you or for students and so forth. So it's a one-time purchase. And then that is a $4.99 per implementer, and then $1.99 if you want a 2-hour live program implementer training. We also offer a train the trainer online as well for $3.49. You can learn all about that on our website, preventionpluswellness.com. Brief online program implementer training is provided, and we have optional pre-post program evaluation surveys built within all of our programs. So even though they are evidence-based, some of them are evidence-informed, you can still assess how well they're doing for you with your youth or young adult participants. Now, what are some distance learning options that are available, particularly with Prevention Plus Wellness? You could provide your Prevention Plus Wellness program by telephone. We'll discuss the options and steps for that. Live online, you can do that, or we can do that as well. Recorded video, which we now have, we are now offering of our programs. Just send youth a link and they go through the program on their own. Correspondence booklets are available. And of course, there might be some combination, and there might be some other options that you can bring up today that you need or want, or some other way to reach out to and continue to provide that essential prevention message and programming to youth or young adults while they're at home and while you're at home or your workplace or wherever the case may be. So we're experiencing it here. Myself, my wife's a special ed teacher, and today's her first day here in Jacksonville, Florida, about learning about the online portal that they're implementing, that they're using for instruction purposes, and they're beginning their instruction with youth Monday. So that's what's going on here. So those are some options, and there may be some others, and we can discuss those. Like I said, if just a few minutes before today's session, someone contacted me, emailed me, and said, could we provide a live stream program of any of our programs? And yes, we can do that. So we're in discussion with them. If that's something of interest to you, reach out to us and let us know. We're happy to do that. The best way to reach us is at our website, preventionpluswellness.com. And there's a little, in the right-hand corner, there's a little chat box. You can click on it and communicate with us. Or you can send us an email at info@preventionpluswellness.com. So we did a survey over the last couple of days. This is the results of the survey to date. So this is one question on I think it was a 4-question survey. You may have participated in it. But this very important question is, which one method would you have to use to provide a prevention program by distance learning at your organization during an epidemic like the coronavirus, like the novel coronavirus? Now, 67 people responded to this, and you could see that the majority, the largest proportion, reported that they'd like to have a recorded online video. So that's why we immediately put together a recorded online video of our program. And in fact, we have many program versions, and so we'll have all of them available, And so, in fact, we just sent out a sample of one. You could review it for free. You could just contact me about that if you're interested. And so, we're creating that because that seems to be a real interest, a recorded video. So you have a link. You could send that link to your students, and they get the Prevention Plus Wellness program. What is that? It's a screening of their current health habits, not just their substance use, but physical activity, nutrition, wellness, physical activity, nutrition, sleep, and even stress control. That's the first part of the recorded lesson. The second part is the feedback regarding those behaviors and that positive image communication designed to trigger future images, desired images of themselves, engage in the wellness behaviors. They learn how substance use interferes with those images and those benefits. That's all designed to increase motivation for change. And then the third part is walking them through goal setting, not just to avoid substance use, but to increase one or more protective wellness habits. So that's, in a nutshell, our programs, Prevention Plus Wellness program. 3-step screening, feedback, goal setting, and they can be provided one-on-one. But as I said, most of you, the majority of those who responded to this survey, about 35 or more percent, said they really would be interested in recorded online video. So I'll talk more about that today. The second largest group said they'd like a live, to have a live online implementation. So there's two options there that come to my mind. One is that we could show you and train you how to do this with your youth individually. You have the script to do that. And also we can do that for you. And that would be likely to be done in a large group where we would just stream the program to hundreds, perhaps dozens or hundreds or maybe even thousands of you. So there's a couple of different options there. We'll talk about those. The next most interesting strategy method that would be appropriate as responded to by those who took the survey was implementation by telephone. We could show you how to do that, and we will talk about that today. And then lastly, correspondence, and we do have those booklets, and there were a few other suggestions as well. So those are the results from the survey we had. So before we talk about distance learning strategies, let's stop and just review very quickly the face-to-face preferred protocol to implement Prevention Plus Wellness programs, and any prevention program, obviously. Face-to-face is generally the preferred. Now, what we'll look at here is the one-on-one strategy. So you have two scripts in your program manual, one-on-one and a group strategy, and they're very similar. The only difference, obviously, is again, you provide it to a single individual youth, or you provide it to a group of youth. But if we take a look at the scripted and the steps for implementing to youth individually, there's 4 of them. Number 1, you provide the script introduction. In other words, you introduce the program. Secondly, you implement the screening survey. In other words, you give youth a chance to reflect on their current health habits and see where they're at with regard to their current health habits. Thirdly, you provide feedback that's tailored to those screening responses, and then you can show the slides at the same time. The slides are for the visual learner. They also have those vivid key terms to help cue those images in the mind of the young people, unconsciously cue or trigger those images, like vivid, like active and successful and fit. Those terms, and then there's some illustrations so that they see representations of themselves, whether the male, female, different ethnicities, different types of positive activities, basketball, baseball, walking, biking, and that kind of thing. And then lastly, providing a goal plan contract. They sign it, you co-sign it when it's completed. So that's the typical strategy steps for implementing Prevention Plus Wellness programs. And that's face-to-face. Now let's take a look at a phone protocol. Let's say you want to take your current manual, your current Prevention Plus Wellness program, and you want to implement it to youth at home by phone. So here are the steps as we see them, and then we could talk more about this in the future in depth if you want us to discuss this more with you. So number one is you call and confirm that who you're speaking with to that youth participant. You want to make sure you're speaking with the youth when you call them. Secondly, you provide the script introduction. Thirdly, you ask the first screening survey question, and then you provide feedback. So what you're going to do is, rather than provide the whole screening survey, you'll just do one screening survey question at a time. You'll ask them, obviously orally, then you'll give the feedback over the phone, and then you'll repeat that throughout the entire feedback script. Then number 5 is you'll read the goal plan contract, and you'll help them complete it orally. So you'll ask them about each of the aspects of the goal plan. What do they want to do? Make a pledge to avoid substance use. What do they want to do in terms of improving one or more of their protective behaviors? Then number 6, you could mail or email the completed, and you can co-sign the goal plan before you mail it or email it. That's one option. Or you can provide a link to an online goal plan contract, and we could provide that link for you. Now, there's a couple of options you can consider in this process of providing a telephone protocol. One option under number 7 is you can mail, email, or text a copy of the slides so that your youth can view those during your phone feedback. So they can see the slides. That's the one thing lacking with the, one major thing lacking with the phone protocol. They can't see the images. They can't see the slides. So you could email or mail those or text those out in advance of your phone call and implementing that phone protocol with the youth. And the second option under number 8 is that you could mail a co-signed goal plan in advance to the youth, and then they have that in front of them. And then when you go through the goal plan, they could see it, you're reading it, they could understand it, they could actually fill it out while you go through it. So those are some steps for implementing your Prevention Plus Wellness program if you do so by phone. Now let's take a look at a live, sorry about that, it keeps bouncing back. Here's an online live protocol. So this is where you implement this live online to your youth individually. So first of all, you have to have a video conferencing or communication service. Like we're using Zoom today, GoToMeeting. A lot of schools and organizations have their own, video conferencing service. So whatever it is, you have to start with that. That's step 1. Step 2 is you then call, email, or text your youth participant to set up a date and time for the Prevention Plus Wellness session. Thirdly, you provide, and then once you start, you provide that script introduction again. Fourth, you then use your video conferencing to poll the youth, asking them to complete the screening survey questions. And then you provide the feedback based on the polling questions that they've asked. So that's one option, number 4. Another option, number 5, is you could actually, like we did for the telephone protocol, you could actually ask just the first screening survey question, and then you could provide feedback at that time on that, regarding that, the response to that screening survey question behavior. And then number 6 is then you just go through the entire script like that. In other words, you ask one screening survey question, what physical activity did you do last year? They answer, and then you provide feedback, and then you go to the next question. So that's another way to do that. Then you get to number 7, which is you read the goal plan and the contract, and you help youth complete it while showing the online contract. So the beauty here is, and I sort of skipped over it because it's actually a item number 4, you're able to show the slides when you're online. So when you provide the feedback, you can show the slides. You read the script, you can show the slide, and they could see the slide. And the same with the goal plan. They could see the goal plan online while you're walking them through it. Then you get to number 8, where you mail or email the completed and co-signed goal plan or contract, or again, you can provide them with a link that we can give you to an online version of the goal plan. And number 9 is there is one other option, and that is you can mail a co-signed goal plan or contract in advance of the session if you want to. So those are the steps. We could walk you through this and talk with you more about this and provide some more training on this if you need it. Let us know. This is where you provide your prevention plus wellness program to individual youth online. A correspondence method. This is where this is the lowest tech methods for some of you in rural areas or in communities or states where you don't have online or online is not an option. You can use the correspondence method. You can still get messaging out. And so this is where, and here there's 3 steps. Actually, there's 2 steps with an option. The first step is you mail, email, or hand out a Prevention Plus Wellness Program booklet. So right now we have booklets for our 3 versions of our evidence-based sport prevention plus wellness program, high school, middle school, and elementary school. And we have it for our evidence-based in-shape prevention plus wellness program for young adults. But we could make other booklets if you want to implement our vaping prevention plus wellness program, marijuana prevention plus wellness program, our opioid prevention plus wellness program. If you want to implement our faith-based in God's image prevention plus wellness program in a booklet, or if you want to implement our 6-session sport 2 prevention plus wellness programs in a booklet format, just let us know. All we need is to have somebody say, hey, we need something, we're willing to make a pre-purchase, and we'll develop that for you. So let us know if we can help you with that. So again, if you're using or want to use the correspondence method, the first step is you mail, email, or you hand out the booklet. The second step is you ask participating youth to mail, email, or text a shot of that completed goal plan contract so you can see that they've done it. Now, an option is you could ask youth to complete a goal plan or contract online. And again, we can provide you with that link. We can even provide you with a specific link for your organization. And if you want to have a feedback in terms of how your youth completed the goal plan and how they liked the Prevention Plus Wellness program, we could also do that for you as well. So we have recorded online video protocol as well. This was the most, at least according to the survey results that we got, this is what was of most interest to most prevention and health specialists. And so here's the protocol here. It's very simple. Number 1, you post, you email, or you text a link to the Prevention Plus Wellness video to your participating youth. And then youth complete their goal plan online using the link provided. Very simple. You send out the link, they view the video, they also go online and they complete the goal plan. So that's it. And then if you want to have feedback on, how many completed the goal plan, how did they complete it, what's their response, did they like, and what did they like, what didn't they like about the lesson, and we could also build in, I believe, a pre-post assessment of any of these programs. So let us know what you need, what you want, and we will be discussing this a little bit more today to get your feedback. What is it that you need? What is it that you want? So that we can help provide that for you. Lastly, there are some follow-up strategy. Even though Prevention Plus Wellness programs, with the exception of Sport 2, which is 6 sessions, all of our other programs are a single session. So you could reach youth very quickly. You could reach all youth for a public health effect, and you could do it within that with that one powerful brief session. But some of you may want to follow up with you. So here's some distance learning follow-up strategies. Number 1, you could require participants to complete additional weekly goal plans online with our online link, or you could send them hard copies of the goal plan that's in your program manual. Number 2, you could assign post-program online activities selected from Prevention Plus Wellness Youth and Teacher Parent resources on our website page. These are free resources. And now what we're going to do, because we've had a request for this, is we're going to make very short videos, maybe just a couple of minutes each, and introduce each of these assignments and materials, both for the parents as well as for professionals like yourselves and for you. So we'll be sending out lots and lots of little videos that can be used by you, and you can share those with parents and with your youth while everybody is hunkered down in their homes. Thirdly, you can maintain communication and contact with participating youth by phone, by video conferencing, by email, by text, or any combination of these. And the main goal should be to ensure that they continue to set and monitor weekly goals to avoid substance use and to improve one or more protective wellness behaviors. That's after they receive their Prevention Plus Wellness initial program. So you can provide your feedback on the best youth substance use prevention options during the coronavirus. If you want to answer those 4 questions, you can take that 1-minute survey and provide your feedback. And there's the survey link. And I'll be sending you a PDF of this slide, so you can just click on that and go and take that survey if you want to provide your feedback. So in conclusion, Prevention Plus Wellness programs have several key advantages, allowing them to be provided by distance learning during an epidemic like COVID-19, the novel coronavirus, including their single session, evidence-based, and scripted. Secondly, distance learning options for implementing Prevention Plus Wellness programs include 1, by phone, 2, live online, 3, by correspondence, and 4, by recorded video. And that live online could be either you provide it individually or we could provide it in a group. And then thirdly, there are also several feasible distance learning strategies to follow up with and maintain contact and communication beyond your single session Prevention Plus Wellness program. Now we have 2 resources right now available on our website, preventionpluswellness.com. We have the video Prevention Plus Wellness programs, or all of our programs are in video format. That's where you get a link, and you get the goal setting online. And then the second is the correspondence booklets that we currently have. So there's a couple. So let's take a look at some questions now. Let's talk about some of these issues, and let's get some feedback from you that we could share with each other and learn from each other. So there are 4 particular questions I'd like to raise. So let's start with the first one, which is, which one distance learning strategy is most feasible in your organizational setting? Which one distance learning strategy is most feasible in your organizational setting? So think about that. Go to your live chat, find that live chat. Most of you know where it's at because you introduced yourselves. Go to your live chat. If you want to put in your name, you can. But just send us a couple of words or a sentence. What's the strategy that you're thinking about using that's feasible or practical or allowed in your particular organizational or community setting? You might want to do something, let's say live, but your circumstances don't allow you, so you have to be limited to maybe a correspondence. I'd like to see what everybody thinks about this and says. So take a moment, go to your live chat right now and tell us, again, what's one strategy that you find that's feasible, practical, and allowable in your particular setting and situation where you're at, wherever it's at, whether it's New York or Nevada or Kentucky or Washington and so forth. So let's see what people are saying right now. And those comments are coming in, and I'll read them so you can continue to type in your response and still hear me read the responses as well. So, for example, oh, by the way, there's a question here. So let me answer the question first of all. So do you offer taught distance learning? So yes, we offer taught distance learning. So we offer both a 2-hour live program implementer training. And then once you receive that and you implement our program once, then you're eligible for the Train the Trainer online training, which also is 2 hours. So you can receive the program implementer training. That's $199, 2 hours in length, plus a 1 hour recorded core knowledge session. And then you implement your program once, and then you could come back and receive the Train the Trainer, which is $349 per person per program. And that also is 2 hours live online. So that's a good question. So let me go back. Let's see. So online video is one response. Distance learning through school sites. Okay, that makes sense. But again, the issue is, the question is, what distance learning strategy through the school site? Another response is not sure yet. Probably video streaming. Probably video stream of programs with some type of interaction, but not sure if we could do it with schools plan. So that's the issue. Find out what the school's going to allow. You could take your options to them and the options that we provide, and you could offer that. So I'm going to be offering this live streaming group interactive program as well through us that you could offer as an option as well. A video or PowerPoint lesson via Google Classroom. Okay, so that's something you might be able to create yourself if you want us to do it. I mean, again, the video, we already provide that, a video link with a goal, with a link to the goal plan. It's not on Google Classroom, but it is a link. It's actually a recorded video. So I think that would work for you. Live in the school setting, okay, but that would have to be by distance, I'm assuming, with the current setting. And the question is, how would that, what is the strategy? What is the specific methodology or approach for that live? Online live webinars to students, and also pre-recorded sessions for students. So, you know, maybe both of those would be interesting. And let's see, using videos and questions to attach to Google Classroom. Okay, I could understand that. So there's some connection, there's some feedback there. That's why we have the lesson, whether it be live streamed or whether it be recorded, and then the goal plan, and then allow you to have access to the responses to that goal plan, and maybe even a built-in pre-post assessment to see what kind of changes have you received or achieved during that live or recorded lesson. And we're working to build that for you. Let's see, online videos and online option video accessible for clients to click on. And if we forward the link directly to them, yes, that's the video links, topics about feelings, sharing skills, coping. So some of these things, you know, what we're going to provide is our programs. And then we're going to provide, because that's what we're about. We're about prevention plus wellness. So we've got evidence-based and evidence-informed strategies. So that's what we're going to provide. And we'll provide additional lessons related to those programs, whether they be improving physical activity, nutrition, sleep, stress control, goal setting, spirituality, and then maybe some risk issues, particularly vaping and marijuana. So that's what we're about. That's what we're focused on. So we don't want to stray too far to address some of these other issues, even though they're critically important, I'm sure. Okay, so great feedback. I appreciate that. Now let's take a look at the second question and see what your thoughts are on that second question. So I'm just gonna have to scroll back down to where we were at. So question one, you answered. There we go. Question one, which was, which one distance learning strategy is most feasible in your organization setting? Sounded like, if I could summarize, hopefully correctly, some version of video, whether that be live or online, whether we provide it or teach you to provide it. Those are some options. Those are appear to be the most feasible options. Secondly, what other distance learning or online strategies would you like to have available to provide prevention programs and activities? I think we already got some of that feedback already. And so let me go on to question 3 then. What training would you like to get to provide distance learning prevention programs? What training would you like to get to provide distance learning programs? Are there certain types of training needs that you have? Okay, let me see what your responses are. What kinds of training do you need in distance learning? Go to your live chat, type in your responses to that. I'll give you some time to write your answers. Training on Google Classroom and other school-based platforms. Now, I would think your schools are going to provide that. If they're asking you to use that platform, I would think they'd provide it. But if they don't, that's when we could perhaps help you with that, particularly if we're talking about providing our programs and our strategies and our content within or on those platforms. So I'm going to make a note of that, Google Classroom, because a number of you have mentioned that so far. How do you use Google Classroom? Step by step. So I would, at this point, I would ask your school or your organizational setting, if they are asking you to use this, to ask them for that kind of training. If they are not providing it within house, then we can certainly consider offering some instruction with that, some webinars, some video with that. Okay, so that's about the only thing I saw in training. So while you're thinking about that training, I want to ask you one more very important question. One more important question to consider. And I'm just going to pull up that question now. And here it is right now, question number 4. What components would you like to see in a recorded, or I'm going to say live, Prevention Plus Wellness video program? Because most of you have said either today in your chat, and most have responded as well in the earlier survey that we sent out, that you're most interested in either a link which would provide a recorded video of a program, or you'd like some live version of that. What would you like to be included in that? Would you like to have built-in pre-post surveys? Would you like to have access to completed youth goal plans? Would you like to have more than one video lesson? What is it that you're thinking of that you need? Now, again, I'm thinking specifically in terms of our programs, Prevention Plus Wellness programs. But you may also be thinking just generally in terms of prevention, whatever prevention program you'd like to provide. What is it that you need in your recorded or your live session? Go ahead and type in your ideas, your suggestions, your questions in the live chat note, and share those with us right now. We'll take a look and learn from each other right now. So, so let's see. One comment is, my district is looking for social emotional learning. Okay, so Prevention Plus Wellness programs to a certain extent are social emotional learning, particularly because they deal with positive images, positive behaviors, self-regulation skills. But to the extent that your organization lists our evidence-based programs, our sport or our in shape or evidence-informed programs as social learning, you could use our program. If not, there are a host of other programs. The question is, how are you going to provide them during this current epidemic? What available resources are they going to provide to help you do that? Okay, another comment is, completed video, goal plans, and surveys. So yes, we've heard that already. And so we are working to build those goal plans and even a pre-post survey, so that if you send out a link of a recorded video, or you provide a live, or we provide a live program streamed for you, that we include in that a pre-test and a post-test to assess change over that lesson. Now, we're not just going to, measure knowledge. We're going to measure what we've been measuring all along in our current prevention plus wellness programs, especially behavioral intentions, which are the most highly correlated predictor of behaviors. And we'll include those measures not just on alcohol or e-cigarettes, but marijuana, tobacco, other illicit drugs, as well as the wellness behaviors of regular physical activity, regular healthy nutrition, sleep, and stress control. And then we'll also measure perceived harm, which is critical to predicting avoidance of substance use. So how harmful do youth view regular alcohol, tobacco, e-cigarettes, marijuana, etc. use? And we'll measure that at pre-test and post-test, so you can see whether this lesson that you provided online, recorded or live, or we provided it live for you, whether you've changed youth from before and after that lesson on these critical indicators of health behaviors and substance use. So, and then we can provide you also with a summary of the goal plans. What were the goals that your youth responded to, and then also what did they like and what did they like about the lesson. So we believe we can provide all of this to you on the lesson. So, and that's what we're offering to provide. You can learn more on our website, and again, add your email, because we will be sending out regular notices and have more webinars on this. My district is looking for social emotional learning. We've answered that. Video lessons would be helpful. Okay. And so all of those, I think all of those and more, we're happy to provide. So let me go back one last time to the slides. And let me just go ahead and go back to an original larger screen so you could see these a little bit better. So if you have any other comments, feel free to email those to us with regard to these questions. And then also, as I said earlier, if you want to complete that 1-minute survey, we'll be sending you this PDF of the slides, and you can go and provide your feedback on that survey. You can reach out to us if you have any other questions or comments or needs at preventionpluswellness.com. Our email is info@, and this is all spelled out, preventionpluswellness.com. You have to be careful. It's easy to drop an L in wellness, or at least it is for me. Or you can call us at our office number here, 904-472-5022. And then again, if you provide your email, you'll be signed up for the free weekly resources, webinars, and things that we provide. We're providing more webinars now because I think there's a need for us to stay in communication. I'm hearing there's a need for people to talk, to communicate, to stay in connection, to share with each other what they're doing, the problems they're having, and solutions that they might have during this very challenging time that we're all experiencing, both personally and professionally. That's our website, single session, preventionpluswellness.com. That's our homepage. So I'm going to say thank you. I'm going to check one more time to see if there are any other comments or questions that you may have left in the chat room, and then we can call it a day. Can we find the cost of the programs on the website? Yes, we have a link under at preventionpluswellness.com. Under programs, we have a link, the menu drop down, and there's a menu of programs and costs, order form, I think it's actually called. And then you could just click on all the programs and you could see what they cost. You could click on the videos and see what the training and see what those cost. So let me know if you have any specific questions. I'm happy to. By the way, if you want to see samples of any of our programs, email me, go to our website, shoot me a text, and we'll be happy to send you a redacted electronic sample of any of our programs if you're interested in looking at them. So cost, yes, you can find out that cost. Can we have access to the webinars that you did on Wednesday and Thursday? Yes, you can. Just request that from me, and that's a good reminder because I'll also post a link to those on our website. So all of that will be under news because we'll be posting those links. So I'm glad you asked that. You can request directly to me that you want it, but we'll also go ahead and I'll post those on our website. So normally I'll post a link to the recorded session. If we have slides like we did today, I'll also post a PDF of the slides so that you can share those widely with others. So thank you for asking that awesome question. Thank you. Stay well. You too. God bless you all for what you're doing. If we can help in any way to support you, just let us know what we can do. We're here for you. Stay in touch, and we'll be offering regular webinars so that we can communicate with each other. Thank you. Have a great afternoon. It's been my pleasure to interact with you today. Thank you, everybody.